Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jamie, and this will be a general love reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Of course, it's general and for a really large collective, and so if the reading doesn't resonate, I'd like you to just discard it. Remember that there is no gender, so if I pull a king or a queen, the sex really doesn't matter. It's all about the personality that I'm describing. All the information to book a private personal is in the description below. And if you'd like to become a member, you can hit the join button below, or you can check out the membership tab of the channel. So we have cleansing energy. Wow, I can't read right now. I purify myself with positive energy. I cleanse toxicity and habits that don't serve me. In this space, I cultivate wholeness and embrace a cleansing energy. And we have the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn with this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So it does seem like you're releasing the idea, Ten of Swords at the bottom, that someone is the one. You know, I think that you don't think that anymore, finally. And I do mean that, you know. I feel like you finally have cleansed your energy of a person that you thought you would do life with. Could be a Capricorn. Strength, Leo energy. The Seven of Cups. The Queen of Wands. The Six of Cups. The Eight of Cups. The Emperor, Aries energy, and the Hierophant, Taurus energy. At the bottom of the deck, I have Death, Scorpio energy. Behind that, the Devil, Capricorn energy. So I think there's some kind of recognition here that someone that you thought you were really like in love with in the past, some of you may have actually even been married to this person, but for most of you, it was a really long-term relationship. And I feel like this person had a lot of power and control over you. A really, really toxic relationship. I think that it was very on and off. There was this delusion, though, you know, like things would just, I don't know, this is a person that you would maybe idealize and then later devalue. You know, it's like they would come in and I think pull you back in almost with this like delusional fantasy of like what could be in the relationship here. So I think in the past, it's like you thought that you were in love with a person, but when you really look back to it, you had to walk away because really it was abusive. You know, I think that you had a very codependent relationship. And when I say abusive, I'm not saying that just your partner was abusive. You found yourself also acting out of character. And so there was always war between you and this person. You were always at war with yourself because of this person. And so I feel like you have now finally decided this situation just doesn't serve you in any kind of way. It is really time to let it go. And I'm not talking like, you know, just leaving a person behind. I feel like you've already walked away from this person. I'm talking about releasing that energy. But mostly I think through like self-development here. So we have the Hierophant, Death, and the Devil. You know, this person taught you some things about yourself that you weren't even aware there. Your deepest, darkest fears. Your addictions. Yes, we can be addicted to people and relationships. I think when you look back to it, some of you spent somewhere between 6 and 8 years absolutely dedicated to something that really was destroying you. In fact, I think there was no you anymore. It seems like this emperor had all of the control over your life, you know. They decided on how you were going to feel. They decided on what you were going to do. You know, I think that you just were like under this person's like spell. And you may recognize that even though they were a lot more controlling, that you had your own ways too here, you know, that you were addicted to this person. And I feel like it was their energy. Like this emperor could represent, you know, almost like a trauma from before, where it's like, you know, this person showed up to show you some shit that really wasn't healed, but it took you forever to actually learn this lesson and walk away from this person. It's like you really feel like when you look back, you probably feel like there was an energy where you were almost like stupid, like willfully, right? Where you were just choosing to, it's like you had to confuse yourself and lie to yourself to believe anything that was going on in this relationship. You know, it was like I feel like the type of toxic shit where like you cry yourself to sleep 3 nights a week, but then the opposite 4 nights a week, everything's perfectly fine. And that's, you know, like very draining over time. Like I feel like you got to a point where you were just so miserable in life that you couldn't take it anymore, and that's when you finally walked away. But now, finally, you're really releasing this toxic ass tie, you know, where you still, I think, for a long period of time, were actually addicted to this person. They were able to come back in your life, and even if the two of you never fully got back together or made it a relationship, like the same struggle would happen. So what's the advice here moving forward? You know, I feel like there is no question though anymore, like, period, death, the devil. This situation is done and over. You've decided that this is not love, that this is a toxic, codependent trauma bond, right? So in the advice we have the Hermit, Virgo energy, Justice, Libra energy, and at the bottom of the deck, the King of Wands. I feel like it's saying, now that you've reflected and you've done all of this healing and you're a lot more self-aware, you really are attracting the right person for you. You see, in the past there was this emperor, and you were showing up the Queen of Wands, whether you're a male or a female, and now we have your true partner showing up. It's like you really had to cleanse this energy before you could be, I think, confident enough to really start something new. But somebody's coming in and they're highly attractive, they're very charming, but they're a really balanced person. This person like has also been through like their own healing journey, and you know, they've made peace with their devil too. So I feel like and this could be a Libra person, a Virgo person, or a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius coming in. So I feel like now that you're able to finally release this old, you know, because people don't think about this, but just because you exit a toxic relationship doesn't mean that you have exited the relationship. Usually if the relationship was really toxic, by the time that you've left, you're just so depleted that you literally, I think the correct word is like want to die. That's how most people feel about it, because you're so obsessed with the person that you can't let them go, but trying so hard to regain some type of power or control that you can't stay. And in my experience, that was the most torn I've ever felt in my life. And I think it's a lot to come out of that, but You know, I feel like this is the karmic retribution. You know, you finally did it. You finally released this. You know, and I think there's not so much fear surrounding relationships now that you've figured this out about yourself and how you play a role in it. So now you're attracting someone who's exactly like you, and I think things are going to work out a lot better here. Okay, bye.